Hey everyone, welcome back to the layout once again. I've done this for the last couple of years now, so we're going to take a look at the mainline run as we follow a train coming down grade on the layout. So our train is just across the way right now, so we'll catch that in a second. But I did want to point out, when I say the full mainline, technically this is the mainline here. We are not going to get to this section, and this is really the absolute end or highest point of the grade over here, because that track that goes through the wall there winds up in the upper staging yard. So if we wanted to really follow a train from the furthest point A to the furthest point B, it would start up here, but since I don't have the staging yard in yet and I don't have this last bit of mainline wired up, we're not going to be able to see that. But if you can imagine, a train would start here heading that way. Will be a track there that'll loop around. It'll come then out of the wall there this way, and we would see this train start to drop down grade. The crest is right about here, and this is Belmont, Nebraska on our layout, so that's the top of Crawford Hill. And where you see our train coming out now, it's going to start to head down grade. It was just coming up grade, now it's going to loop around and go down grade, and the track that it's on is the upper reverse loop. So if a train were to be going the other direction and then coming this way, it would head up to the upper staging yard, and that'd be the furthest point you can go on the layout. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that, and hopefully next year's video we will have that last bit of mainline finished. Right now the train is looping around what I guess we'll call Breezy Point, and now it's working down grade past the big rock cuts at Crawford Hill, and there will be a third tier of cuts on these. I just did the subshell before I extended the backdrop. So also you'll have to forgive the train speed. I've just got it going one continuous speed, a little quicker than I normally run for the sake of video length. One thing I want to point out here is that this scene up here will actually be open. There will be no backdrop separating the main lines, but down here, which we'll see in a second, that will be covered, so the track that you see up above will be hidden. Anyway, the train has just cleared the turnout there for the reverse loop, and it's now skirting along the yard here, or sorry, along the wall, this little narrow portion, and now it's heading through our lower horseshoe curve as it meets a coal train. So right about where the locomotives are now, the grade tapers off, and we're about level here, basically 0% grade, and as it rounds the bend here, it now opens up into the town of Crawford. So this is the longest straight portion of mainline running on the layout. Just up ahead is a crossover, and to the left is a grain elevator spur. The track just to the right of our train is another mainline, and then to the right of that, this track here that runs through either end is our helper pocket, and the one out here is our interchange track for grain cars or whatever we might spot there for trains to pick up on their way up grade. So as it heads through the wall there, we're now into the staging room again, and it starts to drop down grade. There is no helix on the layout, so when you step into the staging room, you basically see that the whole layout is a helix. There's 3 loops here, and those all do different things. 2 of them are down grade. This one's actually in the opposite direction, which we'll see in a second, but it then comes through the wall down there, and once it exits the wall, we are actually on the lower level now, whereas Crawford, off to our right, that is the upper level. So this, now what we're modeling here is Wisconsin, and it's working towards Minnesota and the Twin Cities. Out front we'll probably just have scenery, trees, some other things to consider, but certainly down here where this road will be, it's basically just going to be kind of a dense forest. But that'll quickly change as the train rounds the corner here. It then opens up to the other side of the layout once again, and this is where all of our industry will go. So you can see we've already started to work on the structures for our brewery complex, and as it straightens out here, then this is going to be where quite a few other industries will be, like a distribution center, and we have some loading and unloading racks there. So still a few things to figure out in terms of what exact industries will go here, but it's a nice open area. We'll have lots of railroading, which will be cool. So as I mentioned earlier, that track there will be hidden because we actually will bring a backdrop across whereas we will not on the upper level, since we'll just have more rock cuts, and that'll be kind of a cool scene. Also, this portion the train's running through now is the only section in the layout right now that I do not have lights in, so it looks a little dark over here, and that would be the reason why. This little scene here, I think we're going to just, it's not going to be those buildings, and obviously the bridge isn't going to sit there. We'll probably do like a Dairy Queen or something, model it up, so we'll have a see. And once again, we skirt along the narrow portion of the wall here. The train is just now about to pass where our engine facility will go. We already have the diesel house, we just don't have the tracks in yet, so that'll be something that you will see soon. And once it hits the diesel facility, we're basically in the yard portion. So this is what we're calling St. Paul, Minnesota. And then it opens up into the widest scene, or widest continuous scene on the layout. It's only 20 inches wide, but it's enough to fit a 7-track yard, plus the main line and siding out front here. So those boxes you see there are the tracks for the 3 furthest back tracks, and we're going to work on that this weekend. That's what that strip of cork is for. So those will be our arrival departure tracks. And now the train is going to head back through the wall into the staging room. And eventually, if we wanted, we would be able to park the train down here. Out here on this bare plywood will be the lower staging yard, so this would be the other end of the layout, whereas the upper staging yard here, facing the other direction, will be the opposing end. But what you see right now is the train is actually now heading back upgrade, and this is the lower level reverse loop. So we started on the upper level reverse loop, now we're on the lower level reverse loop. It is going to turn around and it'll head back through the wall, and what we will see as we swing around to the other side, it'll pop out right down there. So right now we see our train coming through the wall, and what you'll notice is it's heading in the opposite direction that we were just following it a few minutes ago. So now the train is heading back upgrade, and then it'll follow along the same main line that we just followed, and eventually it'll reach all the way to Belmont at the peak of the grade, or the summit of Crawford Hill, and then it could eventually, when we get that main line finished on the other side, it could then head into the upper staging yard. So that is the full main line on this layout, excluding, of course, as I keep mentioning, the main line on the other side of this backdrop, which is right there. So once we get that wired up and the upper staging bench work is finished, we'll get this track through here, get everything running, and then I'll have another video showing how that all connects, and I'll have to do like an alternate mainline video where we go point to point rather than a big loop. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have comments or questions, please let me know, but that's all I got for this time. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.